I'm leaving the peninsula for a little while. Man, I'm still have my beard looks so fucking like a Bin Laden beard. You don't want to see it from the side, dude. It looks like a straight meth crackhead. Mm. I mean, I don't know. It would be kind of cool if it went like all like crazy like that, but it's not. It never does anything like it wants. Like I can't grow dreads. It's too wiry. It won't dread. But anyways, I'm leaving the peninsula because they're perfecting the coronavirus, and I don't want to be here when that shit is finished and they're done with it. And I know people are like, "What do you mean people die from the corona?" They're, it's like weed have motivation kills. If there's anything that you believe that you have to do because of some event that's coming up on the horizon, and you can't see it, you're dead. That's how this works. Like the affect of modern invention demands the means to kill themselves, and yeah, it forms lesions too. Like when the AIDS epidemic, because you notice people aren't dying from AIDS now. You could say what you want about the cures if they got the cure and everything together, but the main reason that people died was from other things, like other illnesses killed them. Not okay. So they were getting these drugs called poppers, um, and those were like that like what's it called, crocodile drug that makes lesions and shit, like for people on with low T cell counts or whatever, like it was having that effect, and that they were demanding a chemotherapy drug that killed them because that was AIDS medicine and it wasn't enough. And when they say like, oh, it's not enough and we're running out, that's when people start to demand it. You think about it. This time it was an accident because when they turn off the trains and the BART, people will still be speeding down the road because uh, they can't find something, one thing or another. There's one thing or another they can't find. And when they said that the mask is more effective when you take it off your face and turn around and put it on your ass, I'm I'm out of here, man. Today's my last day in the peninsula, because if you live in the peninsula, then you really live parts of the day in Fremont, live parts of the day in Pinole, parts of the day in whatever. You're all over San Francisco. People live in the peninsula and they have to take the BART train. Sits in San Francisco for how long? Sits in Oakland for how long? Sits in Millbrae for how long? It sits there and it goes and it comes back, and it's so the whole train is basically the same thing as San Francisco. The BART is San Francisco, an extension of San Francisco. So because if like let's say they can that I was convinced that I had the corona because their tests are inconclusive and they're only looking for one thing that isn't a um, it's not a indicator of coronavirus. It's just um, something that coincidentally might and uh, have happened because of coronavirus, but it's not you know what I'm saying? So you can even start to manifest it. The whole thing could be a mentality thing, and this is a time or an age, and the thought process that uh, cert it's like in complacency, right? You let the enemy sneak around the back and climb up a wall and a crack that you know, and then slowly just and then when then all of a sudden all of the enemies inside at once and they never needed a wall, right? Or like this scarlet fever. Um, yeah, I'm not running from the flu. I'm not running from coronavirus. I'm running from mob mentality. I just explained it to you people on the freeway, like people that when they start seeing things, right? When there's no iodized salt or when there's because salt, even though it's abundant and cheap, like salt is money too, even when it's most of the time not worth anything. Um, Running from the crowd mentality. If if uh if I could say that I need to turn my mask around and put it on my ass, then it's no point in running anymore. Because now I'm just taking it wherever I'm going, and then that's like, that there's going to be a percentage of people that were severely or critical condition due to the highly virulent strain, right? That um, will still be carriers after they get better, and they can still infect people even after they're not ill. So they're gonna have solitary confinement for those people and a separate community for people like that. So I don't know. I mean, there's even gonna be bug chasers that fucking are gonna like feel, you know, like it's gonna be a percentage of bug chasers because there is those. There are people that like proudly proclaim bug chaser status. It's just like it's like, dude, you just don't know what you're talking about. This dude the other day was like, man, I think I'm just gonna go and hang out in the hospital for a whole day and shit, because like they saved my life and I just think that place is fucking awesome and it's cool. I'm gonna go and chill. Like you don't really want to know a lot of medical terminologies too much, for the purposes that don't affect us. Like shit that we have no influence of. You know what I'm saying? It's like this: the prayer of serenity. Like let me not affect the things that I can change, but know when the difference when I not the things I can't change. I messed it up real bad. I don't really actually know it. I don't know. I know it, but I don't know it. All right.